My name is Verena. As a professor for responsible innovation, I ask my students every semester why they're here studying business. Some say they simply had no clue what else to do. Sounds familiar? Others say they want to make an awful lot of money later. And then there are those who claim they want to make a change for society or the environment, and that they're not sure whether they are right here at a business school, or whether they should go to the social science department instead. At this point, I tell my students, all of you are right here at a business school. The idea that you must choose between making money or having a positive impact, that's a myth. It just doesn't add up. Let me explain. So, what does positive impact mean? It's about improving something for society or the environment. A popular way to think about impact is through the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. There are 17 goals for 2030, each broken down into smaller targets. Unfortunately, the latest progress report shows that less than 20% of these targets are actually on track. Why is that the case? Probably many people, like my students, believe it's impossible to contribute to the SDGs if you want to make money. Research shows that those companies who contribute to the SDGs and create an impact are significantly more successful than other companies. They often outperform others on the stock market. Their long-term thinking is a shift from the usual quarterly reporting focus you see in some corporations. And that long-term thinking attracts long-term investors. If you always have fresh money to invest, you can reinvest in even bigger ideas. It's as simple as that. If you create impact, you make money. After understanding this fundamental principle that creating impact and making money go together really well, actually even cross-fertilize each other, my students will say, okay, I get that. Then how can I achieve this in my career? Let's discover 3 very different avenues for creating impact and making money at the same time. And I'm convinced, depending on your personality, risk, and creativity, there's a path for every one of you. Option 1. A very simple path is pursuing a traditional career, say in HR, accounting, finance, project management, IT, you name it. But doing so in a company with a clear sustainability mission. Now you may ask, where do I find such companies? One way is to look for B Corp certified companies. These organizations meet high standards of social and environmental performance. Or you decide to work in a green job around recycling, sustainable technologies, public transportation, organic farming, or even teaching sustainability. That's what I chose. Working for such an organization allows you to contribute to a positive mission every single day. Option 2. Do you know where more than 70% of the most radical innovations from the past 40 years have come from? They have come from corporate employees, also called intrapreneurs. Intrapreneurs typically enter new business opportunities for the company, create new products and services, and drive organizational change. Becoming an intrapreneur gives you quite a lot of freedom to innovate, and at the same time, the risk you take is rather limited because you're still a regular employee of the company. You can harness the resources and stability of a big company to bring impactful ideas to life. Entrepreneurship works very well with impact ideas. An example is the cooperation between Vodafone and Fairphone. Vodafone is one of Europe's largest mobile service providers. And Fairphone makes modular smartphones built to last from fair and recycled materials. In 2019, intrapreneurs from Vodafone approached Fairphone and offered them to sell their phones with Vodafone contracts. Fairphone was a pretty small startup at that time, and it gave them a huge reach. On the other hand, Vodafone got the chance to work on their corporate social responsibility. So it was a win-win situation for both of them. Or Yuri Jen from Unilever, who came up with Purate, a portable water purification system with the aim to provide 500 million people in India with drinking water. After 15 years, they're now also operating in Indonesia, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Mexico, and Brazil. And to illustrate the impact on the SDGs with this example, Urigen contributed significantly to goal number 6, clean water and sanitation. These are only 2 examples where intrapreneurs made a very big impact from within established companies. Option 3. The path which requires the most entrepreneurial mindset has also the biggest potential for creating impact and making money at the same time. Become an entrepreneur. If you found your own impact startup, you're the ones to set the rules, create a vision, and hire the right people to share and be passionate about your vision. Here you see 5 examples of impact startups which were part of our university's entrepreneurship programs. One of them is Recap. Recap was founded in 2016 in Munich with the vision to create a circular ecosystem for a world without disposable packaging. Today, Recap has 20,000 partners in several countries who sell and take back recaps. One of their clients from the system gastronomy saved 400,000 cups last year. To visualize how much that is, let's assume we stack those cups on top of each other. You would end up 48 times the Burj Khalifa, which is the world's tallest building. And remember, this was only one client. Sounds like a huge impact, doesn't it? Of course, not every impact idea survives, and those who do consistently have to check and recalibrate whether their activities are still providing the impact they desire. An example is Tom's Shoes. They used to donate 1 pair of shoes to children in need for every pair of shoes they sold. However, a study in rural El Salvador showed that the effect on children receiving those shoes regarding overall health, foot health, and self-esteem was negligible. So, Tom's pivoted their CSR strategy and today support the health, education, and well-being of children in need, according to their mission, use business to improve lives. You see, entrepreneurs or intrapreneurs might need several trials until they become successful and create the most impact. But they have a huge potential to make a positive change for people and planet. Here's what I want you to take away today. There is a career out there for every one of you to do good for people and planet. It's about choosing the path that best aligns with your personality and passion. And if you don't feel like changing your current job, think about investing in sustainable companies by buying shares or funds. Our children and grandchildren deserve to live in peace and freedom on this beautiful and fragile planet, the only home we have. So help preserve our home and pick the journey that feels right for you.